What's up, guys? Welcome to Munchkins Gaming, where we take your gaming to the next level. This is Munchkins logging in to bring you another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video, and welcome back to another versus video where I take on the hardest contents in the global version of the game, and we do a little bit of story time here and there from time to time as well. Well, it's probably like most of the time now. So in this video we are going to take a look at Ciaran's Lost Chapter Lufenia fight. So I guess before we do start, like and subscribe if you haven't already, because it does help the channel, guys, and I really do appreciate it if you do. And without further ado, let's start this video. Alright, so let's talk about the fight itself. The first wave where you fight 3 weretaggers, which is quite surprising. This wasn't actually in any of the below chaos fights as well. Even in the chaos fight you fight the Meredith, I think it is, instead of these. So it's quite surprising to actually fight 3 weretigers at the first wave, and this is probably the first Lufenia where there are actually more than one wave. Usually it's just like, you know, one wave basically. So 2 waves is very interesting. It definitely felt a little bit longer, and well, actually it is a little bit longer than usual. So yeah, this fight was, I managed to clear it in the first try. I'll put it out there. I went with sort of like a meta team with Gladio, Lightning, and I went with Reno as well because I thought the pyramid is actually going to help me with the increase of Brave, and you know, and thank God I did, because I wasn't expecting to do like 1 damage, just like in the goblin for Sephiroth's LDBT Lufenia, the Sneering Demons, I think it was, Sneering Goblins, whatever it is. But yeah, I wasn't expecting to do 1 damage, so thank God I did bring Reno along. It really helped. I was initially thinking just bringing Gladio and just, you know, basically blocking it like with the counter, and thank God I actually brought Reno along. It actually really helped to have Pyramid along. And I brought a Reno friend as well, just to double up on the pyramid as well, just in case, you know, I needed to use pyramid in a very tricky situation. So yeah, my team was pretty meta, and you know, I just barely, and I mean barely, beat this fight. I was 1 turn away from not clearing this fight, like literally 1 turn. I think the orb was down to like one counter, and I wasn't expecting the fight to take me up to 89 turns, which the minimum requirement was 90 turns, and I found that out when I cleared it. I was expecting 100 turns would be the minimum, but 90 turns was quite surprising, and I did it at 89 turns. So, and my Lightning pretty much ran out of everything. I used everything on Lightning. Reno still had a few abilities, and Gladio definitely still had a few as well. Could I've made the fight, you know, much easier for myself? Definitely. There's some instances where I made mistakes and probably would have rather not use some of the counter on Gladio, you know, or use it a little bit earlier and stuff like that. Like, you know, I can definitely optimize this fight for this particular team that I brought, but overall I think maybe taking Gladio off in this fight would be okay as well. I basically use Gladio as like the guinea pig of removing all the buffs. So I didn't know that they actually will remove every single buff, and thanks to Royal Guard, Gladio basically was the only one that was losing the buffs. So I don't have to reapply everything for Lightning and Reno. So I guess it worked out, but I guess, you know, having Reno and Lightning, who actually delays enemies, wasn't the best combination with Gladio, right? Because with Gladio you want him to counter as much as possible, and therefore making it much worthwhile using his LD. So yeah, I think I could have optimized this a little bit better. And as for the summon, the enemy last boss anyway, was able to absorb multiple elements, so I went with Odin on this one, increasing my melee, my attack if my HP drops anything below 80%, I think it was, and it does reduce the enemy's defense by 15%, which is really nice as well. So overall, yeah, this was a pretty long fight, a pretty intense one. I wasn't expecting that. Actually, I was really like one turn away from basically like, you know, failing this fight. So I'm glad I did it in my first go, because boy, if I had to do this all over again, I would be like wasting a lot of my time trying to beat this. Because it nearly took me like half an hour. It was like 25 to 27 minutes, I think it took me to beat this fight entirely. Of course, you guys will be seeing it in a much quicker pace, because I don't want to, you know, take 20 plus minutes of your time of me just talking about the fight, because there's really not much to talk about other than actually being able to block the big Brave gain. So in order to block it, there are a couple of ways to do it, and I would suggest having Reno, of course, with Pyramid. You do have to wait for them to actually gain the Brave before you use Pyramid, because they do remove the debuffs on themselves. So on top of my head, you do have to you know, use Pyramid afterwards, so you will be doing like really crap damage, unfortunately, but it does help having Reno here. And the other one is obviously Gladio, but Gladio will lose all his buffs, so it's not very consistent. The other one was, I think to a certain point, I think Warrior of Light can do it, but the thing with Warrior of Light is he uses a lot of range attacks, which the enemies are double resistance to, so I wouldn't really pick Warrior of Light as the best choice in blocking those HP attacks. I mean, as long as you have the shields to do it, I think you can survive to a certain point. I'm not 100% sure in that, but yeah, I wouldn't really recommend, I guess, bring Warrior of Light anyway, just because of his range abilities, and that doesn't really work in this fight in your favor anyway. Now, other ways to do this was obviously with Sephiroth. If you have Sephiroth's bursts, you can definitely drop them down to like one Brave, and of course, who else can I Sephiroth's EX can work that magic as well. So there's definitely a few ways to do this, but I just went with the blocking way, with Reno. I can't really think of anything else to block it, at least not on top of my head, because I mean, this is just all the recent characters that we've gotten that are pretty much stuck on my head at the moment. Some sort of sap or anything like that will definitely help. I just don't recommend doing paralysis, because I don't think it removes that red aura. I don't know. Let me know down in the comments below if it does. So yeah, those are the ways that I know of. And other than that, what else? I mean, they do a lot of HP attacks, so having a little bit of healing doesn't really, doesn't hurt you. So having Gladio around can sort of be very helpful as well. And the countdown, as for the countdown timer, you have like 15 turns, or 15, yeah, the 15 Lufenia orbs. As long as you have 15 turns, as long as obviously they don't take a turn, because when they do take a turn, it takes down 2 of them. So basically, you're aiming for 80% on both bosses. So drop them down to both 80% to remove the first Lufenia orbs, and the second Lufenia orbs basically appear at, I would like to say 50%, and then you need to drop them off at 30%, and then it will disappear unless they do their Spear Shot Plus, and I think it will reappear. So something along those lines. Obviously, having a burst does definitely help, because it does save you a couple of turns overall. So I would highly recommend that if you do have someone who has a burst weapon, you know, like lightning, and obviously Sephiroth as well. Definitely gonna be very, very helpful. Other than that, I can't really think of anything else to help you guys. Just try to be as turn efficient as you can. And yeah, that's all I can really think of regarding this fight. Alright, now as for story time, honestly speaking, there's really nothing much I would I would be talking about, apart from just really reminding you guys that I am starting on night shift this week. So do expect videos to be not as per their usual. I will still try to make the rude should you pull video the same as always, but the next ones after that are definitely not going to be the same. Obviously, we are going to be expecting I don't know if they'll do it. I guess they would, right? Like, let's take a look at the calendar real quick. So we should be expecting something of like a community live stream again. So somewhere in the 28th or 29th of December, at least on mine. Usually it's on the 29th. They usually do it like on the Monday, right, if I remember correctly. So to me it's like Tuesday. So I'm guessing they will do their live stream then, and we'll find out a little bit more on what's coming. But obviously, if you've been paying attention to the Japanese timeline, we are going to be expecting Cloud's burst next. Unfortunately, I won't be able to cover it as per usual because, yeah, night shift. So yeah, I have Cloud, and then we got Beatrix Lost Chapter with her rework as well, and then we have Zandi event coming up as well after that, and then Furion is going to be next in the timeline as for like the LD burst character. So that's all I really wanted to say regarding story time. Is just to remind you guys that unfortunately it's going to be one of those night shift timelines again, at least for this channel. So do expect videos to be late. I still do try to make videos even though I'm on night shift, but if I don't, that just means work has been pretty crap. And I just don't have the energy to do anything. So I really do apologize in advance for that, but I can't do anything about it right now. Yeah, so I think I'll end the video right here, guys. Please do once again to remember to click like and subscribe if you haven't already. It does help the channel. I really do appreciate all the support that you guys have given me. And of course, make sure to follow me on Twitter and on Facebook at Munchkins Gaming. Leave down in the comments below which team you used for this fight and what strategy did you use. And let me know if there's any other ways to block that HP attack apart from all the things that I've mentioned. Let me know down in the comments below. And yeah, this is Munchkins logging off. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next level.